So, as you said, my name is Christy Russ, and I call myself the Maverick Pharmacist Functional Medicine Health Coach. So, functional medicine is figuring out the underlying reasons for why you're not feeling 100%. And then I help you fix those. Infinitely more effective than the symptoms based solutions of standard medicine. And that's why I've kind of stepped back a bit from the pharmacy to do this. And I can honestly say that I have helped way more people doing this in the last 7 years than I have in my entire 30 years as a pharmacist, which is really sad, just unfortunately the way our healthcare system is. So it works extremely well for permanent weight loss rather than the yo-yoing, for creating lots of energy so you can really live your life rather than just barely making it through the day, for stopping chronic pain, and also for actual diseases or conditions, especially autoimmune issues. Okay, so let's get to it. Here is something that most people don't realize. Your health is your most important asset. It's true. Your life sucks without it. So you need to start making it a priority. No more putting it off. And, honestly, as women, we just seem to be genetically programmed to put everything else first, right? So the problem is we ignore the warning signs because we just chalk our issues up to normal aging. Even our doctors tell us that, right? But guess what? That's just a load of crap. What is normal is to feel great right up until you slide into the grave. Even if you have an actual disease or condition, there is so much that can be done that standard medicine never deals with. And I have firsthand experience with this whole normal aging myth. I had, the yearly weight gain that just kept accumulating and I couldn't get rid of, the constant exhaustion. I had massively painful knees all day long, the sleep problems of waking up in the middle of the night for no particular reason. And I started getting PMS and mood swings, which I'd never had before, but these are all kind of pretty common things, right? And I was doing all the right things, right? And all of the tests from my doctor came back normal. So I was shocked, I was frustrated, and I felt ripped off, to be honest. And I think what really freaked me out is that I had seen my situation enough times in the pharmacy to know where this was going. So, being the geeky scientist type that I am, I started doing a whole bunch of research to figure out how I was going to stop this. And let me tell you, I learned a whole bunch of stuff that they don't teach you in pharmacy or medical school. And once I started applying what I learned, it was literally just a few short months and all of that stuff went away. All of it. Because the thing is, it's not rocket science. You just need to know the right things to do. And the problem is we've been so misinformed our entire lives about what's healthy that even if you're trying to fix it, you're probably not doing it right. And it's not your fault. Or you probably don't even know what to do anymore because the rules keep changing, right? So I basically boiled it down to 5 main principles that people aren't getting right. So I'm just going to breeze through those for you here today in the short time we have. So first thing you need to get right is your diet. There's a shocker, right? But do you really know what that healthy diet's supposed to be? Because it's not what we've been told all our lives, and it's not even the newer stuff we're being told, really. Honestly, typical diet we were all raised eating and what we're being told is healthy causes inflammation in your body, which is the underlying cause of almost every disease that there is. It is the direct cause of type 2 diabetes, literally. It sucks the energy out of you, and it actually tells your body to store fat, which is why I find it ridiculous that weight loss diets don't take this into account. Because how are you going to have any kind of a success when you have this hormone running around your body telling it to store fat, right? It also actually causes our cravings and makes you hungrier. So all of those people that call themselves emotional eaters or who think they don't have willpower, you're just having a normal response to what's going on inside your body. And I actually had a client who was a confessed craving junkie, really couldn't stop himself. And I just had him change the types of foods he was eating. And by the end of only 1 week, his cravings completely gone. He was down over 20 pounds and he felt great. After 3 months, he had more energy than he'd had since he was a teen. and he was down over 70 pounds, which he's kept off for years. And of course, he was able to stop his blood pressure and cholesterol medications. So it makes a huge difference. But it requires a whole re-education about what foods are actually healthy. Because there's people out there eating all these foods that they think are healthy, that they should be avoiding, and avoiding all these foods that they think are bad for them, that they really should be eating more of. So it's kind of a whole relearning process. Okay, moving on to the second thing you need to get right, which is nutrition. And that is not what I was just talking about. When I say nutrition, I'm talking about having the proper amount of nutrients inside of your cells so that your body can function properly. Because when that happens, your body's able to heal and repair itself. And trust me, your body does a way better job at this than any medication I could give you. So we've been told all our lives to eat a healthy, balanced diet and everything's going to be great, right? So everybody eating that perfect diet 24/7? Yeah, no, of course not. But unfortunately, the reality is that it is no longer physically possible to get the optimum amounts of nutrients just from the foods that you're eating. Tons of reasons for that I'm not going to go into, but basically you'd need to eat about 22,000 calories a day to get the optimal amount of nutrients. Obviously, that's not going to happen, right? So the only way to get those optimal levels is from high quality supplements. And I stress the words high quality. Because what most people also don't know is that you can't just mosey into the store and pick up some supplements. If you do that, you're going to be woefully disappointed. As a pharmacist, I need to tell you that with very few exceptions, the supplements you're buying in a store, whether it's a health food store or whatever, they're almost useless, which is shocking but true, unfortunately. And it took me a ton of research to find some high quality supplements that actually make a difference for your health. Because there's literally only a handful of companies doing it properly, unfortunately. But sometimes even just doing that can make all the difference. I had a client with fibromyalgia whose life consisted of hanging out on the couch all day long so she would have enough energy to cook supper for her family and then get back up the stairs to go to bed. Okay. Just a few weeks after starting on the supplement regimen, she was literally running up and down the stairs just because she could. She was so excited. So she totally got her life back. It was a dramatic difference for her. Okay, so third thing you need to get right is exercise. Yay, everybody's favorite, right? I know you're hoping not, but unfortunately it is true. Of course, tons of reasons it's important, especially as you age. But really the most important benefit of exercise is the metabolic changes that happen because of it. The amount of calories you're burning, really insignificant. Exercise stimulates all kinds of hormones that are responsible for keeping us in good health and a healthy weight. But different types of exercise stimulate different hormones. So you need to do the right ones at the right times to get the results you're looking for. So just let me tell you what you don't want to be doing, and that is the long, slow cardio exercise. Not only are you wasting your time, but you're often actually making things worse, seriously. So, you could be exercising all over the place, but if you're not doing it right, you're not getting the benefits. And unfortunately, I see that a lot. Okay, so the fourth thing you need to get right is stress management and restful sleep. Yes, there are health consequences to stress and not getting enough sleep. And this is a huge problem. And usually you're not even aware of it. Because, we are so used to the busy lifestyles that we've created for ourselves that we don't even realize our body is viewing it as stress. But what happens is your body eventually just can't keep up with the stress hormone production. And that's when the real exhaustion sets in and caffeine becomes almost a necessity just to get through the day. You just hit that wall, and it will happen. It's just a matter of time. And unfortunately, I see way too much of this, especially women, because we put so much pressure on ourselves to do it all and to do it perfectly, right? So the last thing you need to get right is to have balanced hormones, okay? And I'm not just talking estrogen, testosterone, menopause stuff. There's a whole bunch of hormones, and when one gets thrown off, it throws the other one off, which throws another one off, and then it's just this big, messy cycle, okay? But the thing is, The problem with the last two issues, the stress and the sleep and the hormones, is that they're really difficult to diagnose and to treat because it requires looking at all of your symptoms and how they relate. Because I know the frustrating part is, you go to your doctor, they do all the tests, which all come back normal. So the doctor says, hey, you're fine, right? Meanwhile, you're still feeling like crap and hey, I'm not fine. So you kind of need somebody who can look at the whole picture. And that's basically what I do. So those are the 5 things, an extremely brief overview because of the time restriction here today. I mean, I could talk for hours about each one of these things. So to get more information on all of them, watch the free masterclass on my website, christyrest.com. You can also contact me through there to claim my gift to you today, which is a complimentary Feel Fabulous Forever health consultation with me. So that's $150 value, but I am gifting it to you today for showing up here and stepping up for yourself. And I will post the direct booking link for it in the chat box just to make it faster and easier for you. Be sure to go there right away to book it because the first 4 people, just because 4 is my favorite number, the first 4 people to book their consultation get an extra 30 minutes. So that way we can dive deeper, cover more stuff for you to get you feeling amazing. And with the consult, we just chat on the phone or a video conference so I can get a better sense of what the underlying issues likely are for you. And then I give you the personalized recommendations that you need to finally get past those. Because really the only thing stopping you from feeling amazing is figuring out what those issues are and how to get rid of them. Because everyone's situation is a little bit different. So you want to make sure that you're doing the right things at the right time for you to get the results that you're looking for. Because once you figure it out and you get it right, you will feel great and absolutely love this journey of life that you're on, which is really how it's supposed to be, right? So that's it. I'm not sure if there's any time left for questions, maybe a minute or so. I tried to pack as much information in here as I could. If I don't get to your question, please just contact me through my website and I'll answer all of your questions, or I'll answer them in the consultation. Okay, I'll just quickly share my screen. And so you can see the information there for getting your thing. So hopefully you can see it. I think we only have a couple minutes left anyway, and I will post my thing in the chat here. Oh, Nicole, you got a question?
I do, and it says that you're on yellow, so you have a couple minutes. What would you say is the biggest misconception of the food? Like one food they say you should be eating and you should not be eating, and one food that you shouldn't be eating, they say you shouldn't be eating, but you should be eating. I'm curious.
Well, of course, fat has been demonized for the last, 2-3 decades, right? So fat is so important, and so many women, like we were all raised there, if you're all of my vintage. So people are still, doing the low fat, no fat version of things. Especially when we're talking processed foods, which don't even get me there, but you're way better off with the full fat version of whatever it is, because they're taking the fats out, they're replacing it with sugars and chemicals and crap. So yeah, and most women don't realize like you need to eat fat to lose fat. Like the body hangs on to it if you're not getting enough in your diet and stuff like that. So, oh, and now we are on top. So I can't get to the other one, but yeah, hope that helps.